So before I get into this, if you hear snoring in the background, that is Molly, the King Charles or King Cavalier, whatever, King Charles Cavalier dog that I am that I'm caring for this weekend. So forgive me if it's distracting. Oh, there she goes. All right. So I was talking about why, after looking at the landscape, and after talking to a couple of people who have driven the route and who live in the area and who are familiar with the area, the more I looked into this, one thing that I discovered was that this house, the King Road house, was the only one with a sliding back door. Now, I believe it's law that everybody has to have a back door to their house. It's like fire code, just in case, something happens. So everyone has a front and a back door, but they don't have a sliding door. Only 1122 King Road had the sliding door. So let's take a look at this aerial footage from the house, and I want to show you something else. Do you see this tree line? This tree line here. Now, behind that tree line is a parking lot.
The main thing that we're in charge of.
Yeah.
But as you can see, it's not fenced in, so, people can walk around and take pictures.
So you can see, here's the parking lot, and here's this very, very short incline down towards the patio of the King Road house. So this back spot here with the tree line and the parking area behind it, that would be a perfect spot for somebody to sit in their car and watch. And they would be able to get out of that car, come down this little hill, and go right to the sliding door. And it wouldn't take long at all. I always felt that this was a crime of opportunity, that he chose this house because something about this house presented an opportunity for him to commit this crime. And I think what that is the location, the back of the house, the location, it's right near the tree line. It's right behind the house is a parking lot. Very easy for him to sit and watch what went on in that house and who lived in that house. And it would take seconds for him to get from the car to the sliding door and back again. And the sliding door, those are very easy to jimmy and to break into without causing a lot of noise, because you just need to lift the door off the track. Now, see those stools here? Those were put there by police, and that's because, I'll show a picture in a second, they removed the middle part of the handle, the lock part of the handle, because the door was open when they arrived. This was stated in one of the early press conferences. So they removed the middle part of the handle, which was the lock, which leads me to think that something might have been either done to the lock, or there was something on the lock that they thought might be evidence. See here? This is where they took out the midsection of the handle, probably where a lock was or something was that they felt had evidence on it. And the picture itself is of a investigator stepping through the open door sideways. So see here, he's stepping out of the open door. And to me, it looks like he's trying to see if he can get out of that door without touching anything. He's trying to get a sense of the suspect's like width and height, but also if it would be possible for him to get through this door without leaving anything, which tells me there probably wasn't much in terms of blood or anything else identifiable in this part of the door. the chances of there being one target in this house, and that's what brought him to this house, while at the same time there being such an accessible route from his car to the house, and such an accessible way to get into the house, the chances that all those three things sort of came together are unlikely. When a murderer or a serial killer is choosing victims, there's three factors. There's availability or accessibility, desirability, and vulnerability. Vulnerability, he chose 3 o'clock in the morning because he knew they'd be vulnerable. Desirability would be that they were something or someone that he coveted, or that represented something to him, and that eliminating them would meet a certain need within him. And accessibility, we just went over it. So I suspect he chose the house first. And I also suspect either he ran in this area or he parked in this area. More likely he ran, because I do believe that there was some peeping Tom, some going on, some voyeurism. And he was able to get a sense of inside the house. And he saw who was inside the house. And then that's when he decided this was the house. This was where he was going to strike.